Hey, this is Jeff Stunker, the Zookeeper's Diary, and I am sitting here with two of the most famous people in Mopardom, Mr. Herb McCandless and Mr. Buddy Martin. So, good to see you guys. We are here at Carlisle, and behind us is a pretty famous convertible. So, Herb, give me a little bit of background about this convertible when you drove it.
Well, this was a 383 car we found in Detroit, brought it to Burlington, put a Hemi and made a 4-speed super stock E car out of it because it had a really good advantage in the class.
Right.
And the thing had to weigh 3,850 pounds. That's the biggest problem with it. We was about 2 or 3 tenths under the record the first time we ran it. We only ran the car 4 or 5 times, and it just was something Chrysler asked us to do. We did it.
All right. Did you guys hammer the record with it?
I don't think we ever did set the record. I don't want to mess the class up. That just makes people mad when you go do that. And I did that a few times in my life. I did it in '68 in Buddy's 440 car. I come back to
I hadn't thought about the 440 car being a problem for something like that.
Oh yeah, and I come back to home, and this guy's cussing the Sox and Martin team. I'm standing there listening. They killed my record in my class.
Baby.
I turned around and walked off real quietly. I didn't know part of that conversation.
Well, by this point, Buddy, were you involved in this car when it was being built? Was this something that Sox and Martin, as a race business, was involved with the construction of this car?
Only involvement I had with that was at the time I had an opportunity to get Herb a ride that we thought would benefit everyone.
So again, and this was during the boycott era, right? At this point, the problem is, if you don't know, NHRA rules had gotten so onerous, the Chrysler decided to basically boycott pro stock in general. So one way around that to allow gentlemen like Mr. Herb to continue racing was to put him in super stock and be able to run cars that basically were very good cars to run in that division rather than fight the rules in the pro stock. So do you know how many cars like this Sox and Martin put together that were of this ilk, sort of not running in like either super stock A or in pro stock? How many sportsman type cars did you guys do?
Well, not a lot. We did a few, but just more, again, the superstar cars that A and B and, this thing.
Right.
Really wanted to do if we could make it work.
This is pretty Hemi cars, new bodies and stuff.
Yeah, when you would compare the number of super stock / stock eliminator / street Hemi cars compared to anything with a wedge on it, do you have an idea what the percentage might would have been? Was it 90% Hemi, 10% wedge, 50-50? What do you think?
It would have been closer to 90-10.
It was that tight. So when it came to Hemi, Sox and Martin was the place to go. So, well, Mike was telling me a little bit about finding this car. What did you think when you found out this car was actually going to be back where you could see it again?
What was amazing, it was pretty much like we left it.
Yeah.
I mean, they saw the roll cage out of it, a big part of it. Still had the same engine in it.
Okay.
I mean, it was quite amazing. That car had been sitting around for close to 50 years.
No kidding.
And hadn't been much of anything done to it.
Yeah. Well, as you know, with the Hemi cars, the convertible 71 HemiCuda remains the pinnacle of the collector car market. But this car actually is cool because what I like about it is it might have started out as a 383, but it became infamous as a HemiCuda. So.
Well, there were some people today trying to dissect the VIN number. I said, it was a 383. I'll just save you the trouble looking for it.
Right. Well, very good. Again, we'll be right back. All right, this is Jeff Stunker, the Zookeeper's Diary, and Mike McCandless is showing us what just showed up. This is Herb McCandless' 1974 Boycott car. Yes, it is a 1971 Barracuda convertible. It was a Cuda 383 when born. Under factory authorization, it was turned into a Hemi Super Stock E car, which was Super Stock E-Class stick, not SSE like AHRA. And as you can see, it has been beautifully repainted back into its original colors. Brooklyn Heavy Gold Leaf, Herb McCandless' name, Vaughn Curry, of course, Mr. 4-Speed's 4-Speed, and under the shaker hood. So this car is on display in the McCandless tent this weekend at Carlisle. And so if you are here, you need to come see it. And if you're not here, sorry you weren't able to see it. But again, this is wonderful, wonderful stuff to see here at Carlisle. And this is Stunker, and we'll be back.